chickens or no chickens, if properly coordinated, they're playing really well on the side of Brothermen. Meanwhile, Asakura, sure, they're playing clean Dota, they're an incredibly strong team, but for them it's just another day at the office right now. They're just kind of playing the heroes that they feel comfortable with, don't have the most complicated or hard to execute strat either. And we'll see if it's still gonna work for them. Beastmaster is gonna jump in and he wants to ride the power curve of his, will destroy the Dawnbreaker almost immediately and get himself out of there again. That is not how long a tank is supposed to live, I think. But Alchemist is farming, so it's not like nobody's doing anything. Beastmaster is this close to his own BKB though, so both Alchemist and Beastmaster are gonna have a BKB and then try and bash each other with those. I also think, just a theory guys, a game theory, that the only reason why people pick the cluster clock for Shadow Shaman so often is because it has the best like talent tree. You don't care that much about like the defensive hacks as you do about having you know, the options that come with it, having the best possible hack
under attack.
for when you use it actually offensively.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant are scanning.
Double damage. Tries to go in with beautiful magnetize. Jazz already has the BKB. Just gonna press that and say, hello guys, you want to fight Nomad? You want to fight? Come here, my friend. But Nomad rolls through the Alchemist and will be able to get away. Alchemist still has an ultimate on. Alchemist against Beastmaster. Alchemist gonna get away. Yeah. No, never mind. Burp got him for just a split second too long. Oh, it looked like he was gonna make it, but the Beastmaster bird did connect there when he was visible. Because if the bird starts flying while you're visible, it is like it is disjointable, but it does an AoE where you're standing. So you would have to blink at the last second to actually get away from the hawk. It's just a circular hitbox of where it lands basically, and it always homes in on you. So you gotta disjoint the hitbox and not the projectile spawning the hitbox. There is a few other, or I'm not sure if there's other spells in Dota that still work like that. There used to be a multiple of them in the olden days, where Enigma would place a Midnight Pulse under you, and you could blink out of it before the first tick.
Earth's bounty.
Pretty much all the disjointable AoE abilities worked like that, and it's kind of funky. Kind of funky how that works, but you know what else is funky? Two-man smoke with Nande. Looking for booty once again. Magnetized is up again, so they do have everything ready that they need to fight. Master makes sure to just keep maxing that GPM, keep using your Aghanim Scepter efficiently. But I also just don't like how everyone's building the same stuff on him. I agree with S and Y, that totally makes sense, but in a game like this, I would potentially delay the refresher orb. Because they're ahead of the Alchemist draft right now. And you're never supposed to be ahead of an Alchemist draft when you don't have any money printed on your side. But that also means you need to get objectives with it. And double refresher orb is going to be really great when the respawn times get longer. But at 23 minutes in the game,
bottom tower is under attack.
Too early. You don't get benefit from pressing the refresher orb and killing 2 people even. You need to kill more than 2 people more than you would have gotten off of pressing the refresh orb for it to have been worth it so early on. Asakura though, they're gonna try to contest the Roshan. Little do they know that Roshan is only gonna be up in over a minute.
Dire are scanning.
Regeneration.
Five-man smoke from the side of Brothermen though, who expect that this Roshan has already been long ongoing and Asakura are about to finish it. Asakura, however, trying to get some defensive positioning with an Alchemist up on the high ground, looking to press BKB and set up into the enemy team. And I think Alchemist knows where they are. It's gonna be Earthbird rolling in first, already forced to press his BKB though. Alchemist meanwhile just kind of chilling with his ultimate on, radiancing everybody, waiting for the BKB to wear off, but now Beastmaster comes in on the Alchemist, trying to get rid of Jesu. Jesu, however, still has his own BKB, will activate that still with Codex. Nande makes sure that at least Vladik dies for that. Nande will be torn to shreds by the Shadow Shaman ultimate coming together with the Alchemist. They deal with the Golem now, making sure that the Warlock cannot be a pain from the grave still. As Warlock getting chased, but I think he's not long for this world against the Puck, right? Like, even with that Glimmer Cape. If I were the Puck, I would stay on him and keep trying to chase. Then again, he did get out of vision. And Roche is still up, so
Radiant's
that is gonna go top
is
now.
under attack.
Where I think Asakura are probably gonna be able to take it. I mean, Beastmaster still needs 30 seconds to be back. That ought to be plenty of time for a Roshan, even without the Shadow Shaman ultimate. As Roche starting to get crispy. They do take a long while for it, but let's see if there's any kind of contestation. There is a scan, so everybody knows what's going on. Roche now at half health, but with the acid spray from the Alchemist, just one huge burst of damage and they're back to doing it very slow. Then again, with the Puck and Phoenix coming in to help out, Roshan will go down just in time. Alchemist needs to secure the Roche's banner, which he will do in time, but now there's... What did he drop? What? Who dropped what? Codex sitting next to the Alchemist? What happened there with the items? Well, Bristleback has the BKB backpack, so I take it like he kind of got steamed there. But the Aegis is already done, and without the Aegis, well, the Alchemist is gonna die a second time. Codex trying to get out of there, but even being a Bristleback does not make him tanky enough for all of this assault. However, Shadow Shaman may go down as the Glimmer Cape and the Cluster Chickens are not gonna be enough to let him live, and Puck will be cleaned up as a follow-up. Brothermen, they're coming back into this game at 25 minutes. Because this is the kind of thing I think you really needed against the Alchemist win rate-wise. And now you see, for the first time in the game, or well, second time in the game actually, the win rate is gonna favor Brothermen. Very well played on their part. I still don't think this Beastmaster build is right though. Like, Beastmaster, think about this logically. You upgrade your Blink, then you get rid of the Null Talisman, and you don't get rid of the Null Talisman for your refresher, or you get rid of the Null Talisman for a combat item, for a fighting item, and then you, like, eat the Aghanims, get the refresher, or replace your boots with one more. You can scale fairly late on Beastmaster. That is the reason why people play him as a 1 in the first place. And people just kind of play him like offlane Beastmaster, but in the 1 position. Oh yeah, they were like, yo Codex, can you give BKB back? So it's not his BKB actually, it's Vladik's BKB, and now they're like discussing how much they have to pay each other to get the BKB back. Well, chat, there you have it. Confirmation. This tournament is all 3-2, you see.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Where's the BKB from the Dawnbreaker? Did they just deny it? I think they just denied it. Because there was suddenly a huge, yeah, see, this is just the BKB being denied there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, guys, what the hell? Imagine you have a BKB and you get your BKB denied. Actually, if the enemy denies it, I think it should get you your full charges back, right? Like if your 9-second BKB or 8-second BKB is denied by an enemy hero and you have to buy a full BKB again because of that, I think you should get full charges back, because Vladik just lost his BKB to that. But I think it's not that much of a problem. His BKB, his Aghanims, I mean. I think it's not that much of a problem, because, you know, the fight after that was the biggest issue.
Dire's top tower is under
But that explains why they were so panicked.
Bottom tower is under attack.
That was not, in fact,
Dire's
Bristleback's
structures
Aghanim
are
Scepter, it was
fortified.
that of the Dawnbreaker. Which, of course, Asakura really didn't want to lose. But don't tell me that Asakura may lose this series because of them getting a freaking Aghanim Scepter denied. And just
Radiant's
shifting the gold by
bottom
4k
tower
like
is under
that.
attack.
See, another reason why you should eat your BKBs, eat your Aghanims, make sure your items can't be denied by the enemy. Always use them when you can get benefit from using them. Because now they're gonna suffer a mid-tier 2 for it, if nothing else. Young G at least made sure to split push, realized though that split pushing is a very risky game, so he will have to get himself back. Already has a Parasma though, so his damage output is getting there at least as far as the right clicks go. And as for Jazu just chilling in the enemy jungle, looking for... Oh no, it was Jazu's BKB that got stolen there. Okay, fair enough. But will he get the charges back? So Dawnbreaker didn't have BKB. Because Dawnbreaker is then just very, very poor. But without a BKB, can Jazu even fight this? There is a Phoenix ultimate drop defensively and a Dream Coil just to catch Nande in it. They got a huge carry for that though, so maybe they can catch up to one more as Alchemist completes his BKB and won't even need it with the Warlock Ponlo just teleporting out, taking one for his team there. See, another thing I wish my supports and pubs would do. Just teleport in front of me, not behind me, for crying out loud.
To my own pace.
Jazu, how many charges does he? Yeah, it's still at 7. It's such a shame. I think if the enemy denies it, you should get your charges back. I mean, everybody would aggressively drop their BKBs on, like when you can afford the second one, you would just aggressively drop a BKB near the enemy fountain. But that just adds fun, right? Oh, great play from Asakura here, who, after that huge jump in net worth, managed to pull it back a little bit more by stealing not just the shard, but also his axe from the enemy jungle.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
AC, BKB, all the defensive items he needs. Up against Nande's Beastmaster, who's about to go Agile Blink, and you see he used the Refresher Orb, and he got a kill. I'm not sure who he killed anymore, but he got a kill from using the Refresher Orb. And it still didn't really benefit the side of Brothermen, and they still had their Tormentor stolen. I can see why people want to build Refresher Orb for the double BKB and double Roar, and it feels really powerful. But being powerful in a fight that allows you to kill a forward for 40 seconds isn't as good as having something that prevents your own death for like 100 seconds. Or, you know, like I said, a fighting item. There's a lot of options for what this Beastmaster can itemize, like, and I do love the Swift Blink. I do think Swift Blink is one of those items that will help you get on top of an enemy, get those drums to beat faster and faster as you just slowly start whittling their health pool down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Or their towers.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
But a 2k gold lead and a Dawnbreaker ultimate for the side of Asakura, so they are not out of this yet. As a matter of fact, they're trying to take a
Radiant's
tower
top
trade
tower is
now,
under attack.
with the Shadow Shaman ultimate being
Dire's
committed
bottom
for
tower
it.
is under attack.
That is quite a price to pay, but I think this tower is kind of worth it, honestly. It would be even better if they can at least defend their bottom tier 2 of the tournament. It was already
Radiant's top
stolen, but I don't
tower
think
is
so.
under attack.
They can be lucky to have
Dire's
this tier
bottom
2
tower
fortify
has
committed.
fallen. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That's just gonna be a tower trade. Now a tower trade always benefits the team which has the worst late game. So I'm not really sure if it's the Alchemist draft or not. But Alchemist, he just made a freaking second BKB. No, he's still not back on track as far as gold net worth goes, and there's already another smoke out from the side of Brothermen, who would really like to show a little bit of force here. Remind the side of Asakura of why they're in the EPL tournament in the first place. Jazu, silenced up, but it's gonna be alright. The ultimate still has to press the BKB the moment he sees the Beastmaster, will still be fine to do that. Does he have reinforcements coming in? Doesn't really look like it. Okay, Shadow Shaman with defense attacks, and now they turn around with the Shackles as the concoction. Ultimate makes sure to sidestep the Willow ultimate. But they will still lock him down. Bristleback meanwhile tries to get the egg, but one more hit and the egg would have gone. Kodak also just needs one more hit to die, as he is backing himself up, trying to fight more, and it will be the Puck dying exchange for Nande's Beastmaster, as with the reinitiation, Ponlo goes down and Alchemist still looking to do more. Nomad taken apart, Jeezy running for his life, but out comes a beautiful AoE stun. Back to the Alchemist show, I guess. And I don't think Beastmaster is necessarily the best carry against the Alchemist from this stage onward, because both of them fall off, and Alchemist less hard so with this build, because he's going for a Bloodthorn, and then he can give away lots of Aghanim Scepters, just to make himself strong, which people underestimate. It's 25 damage per Scepter. So that times 5 is 125 damage. You can have like 2 Radiances worth of damage more from giving away Aghanim Scepters on Alchemist, and nobody ever does it. It's so wild to me, because when I play Alchemist, I play him very differently. I play like in the way where I don't commit to team fights as hard, but give my teammates early Scepters. Like I get Radiance plus one other farm item, like King or something. And I know it's not the optimal build in every patch and everything, but I do think there's way more room in the world for that particular Alchemist build than people think there is, and how many pro players actually play it that way. 25 damage per Aghanim Scepter, guys. That's really insane, considering how fast of an attack speed Alchemist gets at level 25. Oh wait, he doesn't actually anymore. Level 24 now, and it's less. Level 20 now, but it's less. But it's still insane attack speed with the like 0.1 second reduction. So I think in principle it still works out really well to just share 2 or 3 Aghanim Scepters with your team and eat one yourself. Which is not necessarily to say, by the way, Asakura should be doing that right now, because obviously they don't have a greedy draft. They are drafting around this Alchemist, clearly not giving away any Scepters. It will take the fastest Roche ever, and well, that's another thing.
Very well. I'm very proud
Like,
of you.
you don't even need Alchemist to give away that many Scepters anymore if you have perfect Roche control like this. 10k lead for the Alchemist draft, but I don't think it's about the gold. I think it's about the Beastmaster itemization choice here. I don't think Refresh Orb is the way, but maybe he proves me wrong. I'm up for that, because now the game is a lot later than when he went for the Refresh Orb, and I think with the next activation it's actually gonna do something. So while, yeah, he may have just kind of not had as much benefit as any other item from it thus far, he is gonna use it a lot more efficiently. Also, does the drum cooldown get reduced like interval by the Octarine core? Because I don't think so, right? It only reduces cooldowns, not cooldowns and intervals. It should reduce cooldowns and intervals. That would make Octarine core worth building on like less gimmicky builds again. Because I miss the days where every hero could build an Octarine and it was just a comfort item. But I also get why that was a little bit broken for the heroes that then are also supposed to gain extra benefit from building an Octarine. Ultimate over on the bottom lane says, hey, free tier 2 for me, and yeah, that tower, it's gonna melt, as it may not work on it, but assault turrets certainly do. As Dark Willow gets silenced, does have a force that's trying to stay alive as well, so Glimmer can try and turn around on the Shadow Shaman, but Shadow Shaman entirely fine with the team sitting behind him. Alchemist is gonna self-stun once. And it looks like we got a little bit of push race going on. But do you want to play this game, say Asakura, dropping the Shadow Shaman ultimate on the high ground, getting the tier 3 relatively low, pretty low actually, even with Dark Willow just full-time attacking the Shadow Shaman ultimate and getting some extra money from it. Not like Alchemist wants to blink and blind either. Beastmaster got a Swift Blink though, which, let's see, like Refresher Orb plus that right click item that you buy later after your SNY and BKB. I do like that combo on Beastmaster, and I see why people go for it. I'm not sure if Octarine core is necessarily the, well, in a game like this could be good actually, because if you're caught off guard without a Refresher right now, so I think Nande is just playing not to lose instead of playing to win for now. Because, well, they win as long as they don't lose with the way that Beastmaster can push out the lane of Rex in no time. Alchemist goes for a Shield Dart, gets zoned, and all the Shield stacked on her, then he maximizes his attack speed to make sure that Earthbird cannot run anywhere. Alchemist has to run the Bristleback, but with this axe, fighting is gonna be very hard for the side of Brothermen. They realize that, have to retreat to their own high ground, but still lose their Dark Widow. As now Nande goes in, that was the Refresher Orb, and that was both roars already. He's still on his first BKB, which will allow him to kill Jezu once, but they need to get more than this, because Jezu is already back, and Puck is diving in deep, hunting for support, will interrupt the Warlock, will make sure that with the Orchid damage and the Witch Blade, the Warlock is going to take out. And that will be Blitzcrank once again isolated with the Alchemist running him down with explosive weaponry. Yeah, I think this is over because now the Beastmaster has fallen off, and you saw what I mean, right? Like why you're supposed to build Beastmaster differently. Because Nande, he's a player I praise a lot. He's a player I love to watch, and I think it's exciting when he plays new one position. But I also think Nande should just go for a Nande build on Beastmaster. Like, go earlier Swift Link before the Refresher Orb, or go right click item and then get the Refresher Orb. Like, get the Refresher Orb before you do your Aghanim trade. And Nande is gonna call the GG, which, well, it was a rough game. It wasn't a good game from Brothermen here, let's be real, but Brothermen, I think, like I said, they try to play too much typical meta, in the sense that Nande picked a hero he clearly doesn't have that much experience on the one, did what everybody else did, and that alone was a huge mistake. Because imagine, okay chat, just imagine for me if Nande would have picked up what's it called? Upgraded the Fusel Blade? The Disperser, what you call it? Or an Abyssal Blade, just to get kind of tankier and blink on top of people and defusel them and then roar the next person that's running at you. Like in that last team fight, he had 3 people running at him, so being able to stun one more is really good. Or for the other final item that Nande could have gone before his like Refresher Orb kind of, unironically crits or Butterfly. Like both of those work really well as well. But Admin's got a lobby up for game number 2 to be on its way to the series. As Asakura, I would say they played extremely solidly, but they did make one huge mistake where Alchemist dropped his BKB to pick up the Aegis, and he got the Aegis, but his BKB was denied by Codex. Still played above average. See, who cares about like your GPM being lowered by 50 or so? Definitely not Boss Jazzu, but with that, ladies and gentlemen, see you all after the break. Hope you're enjoying the show. More Dota 2 action coming your way, as always.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. remaining. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team back. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Lion.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and with that we are back to the second game of the series. So there was some disconnection and lag issues during the first, so you know, we did take a little bit of a longer break, make sure people get their PCs fixed.
Radiant team pick.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
As we got Brothermen going for the Morphling
10
Magnus
seconds
combo.
remaining.
Alright, I like it, because one
5
thing that
seconds
people often
remaining.
overlook is how well Morphling and Magnus synergize. When you empower the Morphling with his balls of water, just doing bajillions of damage all of a sudden, and hitting twice as hard, it's like a mini Divine Rapier. Sure, it's not quite as potent as a Divine Rapier in upping the Morphling's damage output, but if you already have a
Dire
Butterfly,
team pick.
and you then add that agility to the mix, you can make him hit like an absolute truck. Brothermen want to add more push to the mix as well, so it's gonna be Shadow Shaman, Magnus, Morphling. Alright, lots and lots of pressure if nothing else.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
But Asakura with an Elder Titan and a Lion, they have a potent one-shot combo with the finger and zero magic
Dire team pick.
resistance.
Radiant Lena.
As it's gonna be Asakura picking up Lina then, and immediately following it up with Titan. Okay, this is gonna be exciting. And see, this is what I mean with Asakura are just playing regular Dota. They're just trying combos that they have been working with in the last patch, like ever since the D patch dropped,
10
that
seconds
they aren't so
remaining.
sure about, that are kind of mid-tier, that aren't their best, like, signature picks or
5
signature,
seconds
like,
remaining.
you know, final thing for the playoffs, but that aren't bad either. But just kind of trying to assess how viable, let's say, the Lina Tidehunter plus Lion Elder Titan combo here is. Because this is huge synergy, it's all meta-savvy heroes that people really enjoy playing.
Radiant team ban.
As it is gonna be Brothermen picking up a Tiny to make sure that they get some proper burst damage and decent nuke.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So Brothermen up against Asakura. I do prefer Asakura a little bit with the Elder Titan, Tidehunter and Lina combo. As Brothermen looking for their last ban here. Brothermen gotta come to the conclusion on how to kind of balance out this draft and make it work for them.
Dire team ban.
Okay, makes sense. I mean, Terrorblade would have been bad against it. Mostly against the Morph. Like, Terrorblade counters full agility Morphling so incredibly hard that you just suddenly get rapid fired by your own illusion. Enchantress will be taken away as well, as will the Warlock. So, a lot of good potential taken away from Asakura's side all of a sudden. I would have liked the Fatal Bonds especially for Warlock. I'm not sure if Warlock is like necessarily worth the last pick. You could even make Tiny a support, but that would be too greedy.
Remaining.
But I think this would have been a great Warlock game for sure. You could have caught Lina off guard, Lion off guard with the Warlock ultimates. Fatal Bonds really good against everyone except for the Tidehunter. Tidehunter being the one hero who's not too good against them really. But Brothermen, they do have huge synergy already, and yeah, Fatal Bonds would have been really scary with that. I wonder if they can find something similarly scary.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Omni Knight.
Ooh, and that's a hero we do not see every day. Brothermen. Alright, this looks like they're pulling out signature picks. Insane synergy with the Morphling though, allowing him to fight in full agility mode a lot more aggressively and a lot longer. As well as that Empower I previously mentioned, adding to his right click so much. I love it, and this is the perfect kind of last pick that you would want to save the last pick for. Asakura, let's see how they gotta respond, because they do have a lot of reserve time. This far, they've really dictated the pace of the draft in game number 2. But maybe this last pick kind of caught them off guard. It looks like Asakura, they are needing a lot of reserve time to come up with a good way to deal with this unexpected Omni Knight. It's not called the Omniscience for nothing, it's there when you least expect it. As we're looking for the Omni Annihilation. But Asakura, they've come up with something, and it's gonna be a Bloodseeker. Alright, so I think this is gonna be an early Radiance rush for Jazu, right? You want to get Radiance into that Blood Shield to make sure that you have both the incredible tankiness required to kind of keep your Bloodseeker alive and running, and the Radiance to make sure that even if people are 100% physical immune, you still kind of bother them just by being near them and they don't out-regen you too much to take away all of your movement speed in an instant. Omni Knight choosing the Healing Hammer here. Other than that, not really anything too exciting as far as the facets go. One I think is worth mentioning, because Tidehunter takes both facets these days. This is gonna be a Kraken Swell Tidehunter, so this one is gonna just get more armor and not gonna be weak at the early game, which I think you need to kind of have that edge against Nande. Because it's Nande Morphling, it's gonna be lots of harass, it's gonna be lots of range poke and that kind of thing.
Prepare for battle.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're loaded on in. Double 0-minute smoke. So both teams do immediately want to start fast, with apparently Brothermen looking for aggressive vision already. Mostly just kind of trying to spread out towards the bottom lane and, you know, set up Morphling for as good a lane as possible. Because, yeah, the first 3 levels especially, the hero is very kind of finicky and susceptible to getting caught off guard.
Rolling out. My apologies. You haven't got the stone.
You haven't got the stone.
30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Run down, but Omni Knight quite good at brawling early on. There will, however, be 0 runes for the side of Brothermen. Not exactly the way they were hoping to start this off. Well, quiet laning stage on both of the side lanes. Meanwhile on mid, not super quiet, because of course Lina against Tiny is one of those lanes where Young G is gotta keep up the harass pace against Nomad. Nomad already out farming, just having tons and tons of melee damage to last it with. But Lina at some point gets an advantage when she has enough damage herself to kind of out harass the Tiny and make sure that he cannot farm in the lane anymore. You can see Young G so far doing an excellent job keeping up with Nomad here, and that deny there must be annoying. Like, that's the kind of upsetting thing mid laners don't like to see on their lane. Jazu. Getting poked, and chat is asking, any chance for Radiant? Well, DOTA2 win rate also favors Asakura, and it is pretty obvious that Asakura are looking quite a bit better here, but I think this Omni Knight last pick has too much potential for us to disregard it, right? Like, Omni Knight turnarounds, that's the chance there is. If Omni Knight makes 2 or 3 amazing turnarounds happen, then yeah, sure, they can take this game. But it really depends on Omni giving like last second physical damage immunity into heal, that kind of thing. Because Asakura, they're just playing cold hard meta, a rather original combo of meta heroes, I may add. Tidehunter, Elder Titan and Lion, I still think is such a solid foundation for any kind of draft.
Rock'em Socko.
Not really having the most fun in the lane, but apparently he was looking to bait Jeezy and making a mistake. Ponlo, meanwhile, getting ran at by 2 heroes. Morphling keeping him alive ever so little longer, but he will get first blood before he gets the healing hammer off. If Slime Yao would have been like a little step closer to Omni, Omni would have lived and they would have gotten the first blood with the healing hammer proccing, but nope. Because it's all ability damage, it's purification as well. But the Hammer of Purity, even at level 1, heals you like 40, 50. It's like quite a lot, considering that it's just a level 1 value point kind of thing.
Gotcha.
The new degen aura, I'm not sure how good or bad it is, because it builds up over time like it used to in the olden days, and the longer you stay in it, the more you get punished. But I don't think it will play that much of a factor compared to Omni's, you know, W ult combos, that kind of thing, just really saving your Morphling, allowing him to go ham.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But I guess after that close trade-off, we're just back to watching a somewhat quiet laning stage. There is some bad news though, and that is that Nomad has to engage in the walk of shame, walk all the way home from Young G, and this is the moment where Young G knows he has won his lane, suddenly taking the lead by like 9 last hits and a good bit of experience. Because from here, you're gonna start out-harassing Tiny harder and harder the moment he shows his face in the lane. And Young G, I assume, would pretty well know that. As Nomad, about a whole level behind.
No, you don't.
Will at least make sure to get himself all of the gold he can. Meanwhile, Tonto a little bit out of position with Tidehunter in a perfect spot to body block him. Tidehunter may just be about to earn his first few Kraken Shell stacks, but nope, Omni Knight regeneration too strong as Omni stays alive. Tidehunter still has lots of regen, but does need to use them in time as he wants to turn around onto Nande though. Vladik, what a player. See, this is what I mean, this is a Vladik hero. Last game I was like, hey, I don't think Dawnbreaker is the greatest Vladik hero, give him this. Jeezy gets a kill onto Jazu, and that is gonna even out the kill score with this Bloodseeker carry now having taken the death that you really don't want to take over on the top lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nomad about to be surrounded by 3 people on his mid lane. Will make sure to get up the high ground. Scans at the bounty rune so he knows he can't even use that for the bottle refill. And that's why this mid lane is just starting to look so rough for Brothermen already. This time around, unlike the first game, they have way more solid picks for all the other roles. But just not having the Tiny is kind of where huge draft comes in. Codex trying to punish Vanilli. Vanilli significantly low thanks to Bloodseeker having given him that attack speed to kind of harass people with. Magnus cancels the solve, and there is Shadow Shaman with the extra lockdown, so just one more right click and Vanilli is gonna go down. Jeezy will be taking that kill. Lots of space created for the Morphling from Vanilli, kind of sacrificing himself there. But Brothermen, I'm not sure if that's really enough for them to be happy with just yet. At least Magnus gets XP, that is something they're happy with, because that means later on Magnus is gonna be farming extremely fast. As for this Bloodseeker, we're gonna see just how long it's gonna take him for the Radiance. He is gonna start farming up jungle. The same can be said for the Morphling once he has like 1 or 2 more items probably. Because Nande's lane is also starting to get rough. He's holding out a little bit longer, mostly because his lane is now pushed in and his support is giving him solo XP. But Vladik, very close to that level 6, and the moment he gets it, the Radiant are gonna have to be very careful around this bottom lane. Also, my Omni Knight is bugged. Look, guys. Look, he's perma-stunned. It's the dying, like, mid-air from things like Toss and Earthspike bug. Because if you die while you're disabled mid-air by Toss or Earthspike before landing, and you respawn, like, just a little bit before hitting the ground, but in, like, the zone that counts you as spawning correctly, then you get this, and it's hilarious. Just look at Conlo. Oh, he's gonna get tossed in. Will that solve him being stunned? Yes, it will. Okay. Tidehunter though has the level 6, and you can see them immediately care and kind of back off when they see, oh crap, Tide level 6 is available. Codex meanwhile fighting for his life, will survive the rupture and set up Vanilli for death once again instead. Beautiful play by him. You can see that Codex lost this Magnus of his, making great headway.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Morph gets killed off over on top lane by Young G. That's Lina. Just Laguna Blades. I'm sorry for missing that kill. Though on bottom lane they're trying to set something up as well from the side of Asakura and seemingly failing to do so despite that first Ravage being available.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Switching over to network,
Dire's middle
Lina
tower
is
under
pretty
attack.
much where you'd expect her to
Radiant
be
are
against
scanning.
the Tiny, because Lina is expected to win that lane really hard starting from level 4 or 5, and the best thing you can do as the Tiny is kill Lina as often as you can before then. Tidehunter meanwhile decides to just grab himself a huge jungle stack here to make sure his money catches up, and Vladik, he will go for a little bit of a greedy build, though at least share the jungle stack with support, as Vladik is gonna go for first item Mage Slayer. Make sure that Anchor Saddle goes hard. Anchor, Kraken Swell and 0 stacks feels bad though. Like even 1 or 2 stacks on the Kraken Shell this far would make him exponentially more tanky this early on. At least until 15 minutes or so, where people can pick up crits, can pick up javelin items, that kind of thing. Vladik, you better stack this one more time. Shame, 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 shame. Could have made more money even. But yeah, Tidehunter AFK farming, Morphling AFK farming, everybody's happy. But then Brothermen decide, you know what if we get more? And smoke up with Nomad and Jeezy, looking for a wraparound behind the Dire top tower. Nomad is gonna have a smoke broken, but Jeezy will be spotted out. Now they need to be careful because there's teleports coming in, and not just 1 but 2 of them, with Tiny getting Bloodseeker ulted, Laguna bladed. Yeah, you can't run, you can't do anything. Jeezy gets turned into a chicken by the finger, and Omni Knight may have just healed the real one long enough for him to do something and turn this fight around. Not quite. Omni Knight almost would have like given him magic resist as well. Instead just procs that on the Magnus and decides, well, gotta back out here anyway. But guess what? Now Lina is gonna try to take those wards, which Shadow Shaman is making sure to deny. So that's good, but now Lina is like kind of pacing the last hits. Because yeah, the farm matters, and you do have to consciously deny your wards or push really hard if you want to have them be worth it if an enemy farms all of them. 4k lead though for the side of Asakura, and they're once again proving to be this huge opponent that we already saw them to be in game number 1 where they were doing massive damage and getting themselves good chunks of impact left and right across the map.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Young G defending, but he's got a suspicion something's wrong, and that's not just something, that's Codex with a loaded up Blink Dagger and the skewer into RP play ready. Vladik meanwhile eating even more stacks still. At least the support is stacking for him. making sure that
Dire's
he's getting some good
structures are
cash.
fortified.
Lion himself getting some money out of it as
Dire's
well,
middle tower
which will bring
is
him
under
closer to that
attack.
Blink Dagger ever so slightly. Yeah, on supports, Blink Dagger does feel expensive to go for. Meanwhile, the next Shadow Shaman ultimate will be
Radiant's bottom
utilized on
tower
mid lane
is under
to do as
attack.
much damage to the tower as
Dire's middle
possible.
tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Also, chat is asking score, like if you're just tuning in, it's 1-0 Asakura. You can see that by this little light blip here. Up next to the clock. So, Brothermen, they better get a comeback. And it's 14 minutes, but we're talking about a comeback. Well, at least they're trying to make one by running people down in the enemy jungle and will find themselves a nice little kill onto Vanilli once again. This position 5 Elder Titan sure doing a lot of suffering for the side of Asakura, having taken 3 deaths already. Bloodseeker, meanwhile, pretty good Radiance timing, not the greatest since he did have 1 death, which always hurts on a carry, of course, but it's gonna be alright. If that Radiance allows him to kind of rapidly farm up again. As for Morph though, he may be a good bit behind like the carries on the Dire side, but he does have the Vladimirs and the Dragonlance, so if there was some
Dire
huge
are
stacks to be
scanning.
made for him, which I think somebody
Dire's
should
middle
do,
tower is
he
under
could
attack.
flash farm like up to a 5 or 6
Radiant's
ancient
bottom
stack.
tower
I mean
is
there's a
under
1
attack.
stack of ancients and a 1 stack of non-ancients.
Dire's top
Better than
tower
nothing.
is under attack.
But that's really the difference in like playstyle when it comes to Asakura and when it comes to Brothermen, and why Brothermen are having such a hard time. They're playing solid Dota, and Brothermen, they're playing their own style of Dota well enough. It's that the general patch and the general meta of making as many stacks and kind of map maxing in that sense, having good farming patterns and optimizing them every chance you get. They're not really following that trend line. Magnus gets an RP skewer play onto the Bloodseeker, who will just be obliterated, taking his ultimate away. Shadow Shaman meanwhile holds somebody down and is like, hey guys, we kill, but nope, everybody is walking out, so GZ will just be left behind together with the Omni Knight. Chickens do a little bit of work, but only so much. Magnus got himself an Aghanim's shard, so he's got that damage output as well as the Blink Dagger for initiations like they just did on the Bloodseeker. I'm not really sure if that was worth it though. 2 supports for a Bloodseeker. Money-wise it goes to Asakura, and Asakura, I don't think they mind their carry having slightly iffy
Dire's
timing.
middle
If their
tower
second
is under
carry,
attack.
this Lina being played by Young G, has taken 0 deaths and is about to hit her Aghanim Scepter timing. Gonna be Avalanche toss onto Jazu. Jazu absolutely obliterates Tidehunter, surrounded, but Tidehunter, that's just the way he likes it, for he knows he has his God of the Sea by his side and is just threatening that Ravage. And that's exactly what he'll keep doing while everybody is just running away from him. Vladik not putting the trigger on the Ravage still, as now his team is caught up, but he wasn't sure how many more he was gonna hit. He could have spammed it during the Avalanche, and he didn't know it, but it would have gone off at a really fortunate time. Then again, if at the end of the Avalanche Tiny blinks away, then you're kind of screwed. And he wasn't certain that Kraken Shell would have procced there. It is way easier to say things like that from the backseat, but still.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Vladik, I'm not sure if I like or hate this build, because it's 58% magic resist Tidehunter. That just seems like some kind of meme. I'm sure you guys remember the olden days around when DOTA2 beta came out, like the OG beta, not the beta that everybody had for April. When like there was tons of YouTube videos and like a really dedicated YouTube community, a lot of which is still around. And a large part of it was just meme videos, like meme builds and then like montage, that crap. And I miss them. I think we need to go back to anti-mage Blink Dagger meme montages and stuff like that. If you're not playing anti-mage with Blink Dagger and Dagon, are you even playing Dota correctly? Though speaking of Dagons, one thing I have actually seen people do in the past is get one on Bloodseeker in, mind you, an official. Like, it was a very situational game against, I think, a Necrophos and a Muerta or something like that, where you really needed spell damage on Bloodseeker, and Bloodseeker just didn't do a lot because he didn't have enough of it. But eventually we saw Bloodseeker pick up a Dagon in 5, and it was hilarious. It actually won too, if I recall correctly.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Shadow
Dire's top
Shaman
tower is under attack.
setting up for a top push, and with Nande coming in on that morphing, the tower should not be long for this world with an aggressive fortification as well. Well, it's not even that aggressive because mid is getting pushed in as well by the side of Asakura, but not anymore because Asakura are showing up to defend. Decide, hey, if nothing else, we are gonna get some Shadow Shaman wards out of this. And Shadow Shaman trying to do as much tower damage as he can, but the tower is just gonna fall at this rate. It's gonna fall at this rate, and Tide will be richer for it. 1/3 of his Blink Dagger now done. Over on bottom lane, meanwhile, Jezu though. Oh, that's huge. That's the carry for Asakura going down again to Codex, who was ruptured there, but he does not care. Asakura, they really want to fight on mid because they are likely to win that fight, and it would really suit them. Then again, without the Bloodseeker, no Brothermen stand a chance. They darn well know it's a Tiny will get magic immunity, will get linked forward, won't magic immunity, and get text, but it's already too late. What is that? Dina goes and blows him up though, with an Aghanim Scepter already available. Jeezy trying to escape the Titan. The Titan, I got an anchor for you, and well, I don't think they're gonna do anything noticeable to Vladik. That's kind of the problem with Titan at this stage of the game. Tide blows him up just a little bit too late with the Ravage, trying to get work done on Morph or this Omni Knight, but both of them survive. BKB about to get purchased by the Bloodseeker here. Tiny though, going for an avalanche toss back onto the Tidehunter. They know they can't go him comfortably, but without the Ravage they may have a chance to kill him if they have 4 or 5 people there. Whoop, down he goes.
Upon the tide.
The entire team just to kill off Vladik, while his team was attempting a Tormentor, but you know what's the worst thing in Dota? When you attempt a Tormentor and don't get it. This is like last game where Asakura like straight up got a BKB stolen, where they kind of make really big mistakes and are being punished for them, and now have to come back from that part.
Prize. What have we here?
Tiny goes for a jump onto the other Titan. The other Titan comes back onto Omni Knight, but now all up to Bloodseeker. Even so his team can catch up, but there's the Lion just in the nick of time for Bloodseeker to try and get more. Magnus, however, comes in and reveals just how far he is dealing massive damage, but there's the Lina from behind, making sure Codex goes down. Double kill for Jezu. Jezu back to full everything. Got a BKB on its way now. So the next teamfight is going to be easier for him. Morphling still 3-1 and still getting more threatening by the minute though, with a Kanda now queued up.
Radiant's
Which is one
middle
of those
tower is
game-changing
under attack.
items. Even if Electory is pretty broken on Morph, it just doesn't feel good. Take those
Radiant's
shotguns
middle
to
tower has
the
fallen.
face every 12 seconds. What Electory is. Morph
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
finds himself a Roche opening. He has been scanned out. Shadow Shaman ultimate will be dropped for that, but there is people grouping up, smoking, and now en route. Vladik decides to lead the charge, not even needing a smoke, having the Ravage, and Ravage around Roche Pit, of course, is one of the most dangerous ultimates in all of Dota. They do see the Tidehunter coming, but they did not expect that. Roche is not down yet. Now they will have to finish it off, kind of putting him in the upper position where he already is put more full strength. They lose that first life immediately, while his entire team gets blown up around him with the Lina ultimate, making for huge damage onto the Omni right at the start of the fight. Can they kill Morph again? Because if so, then they may just lose this game in a matter of minutes from here. And yeah, I think this could be really horrible for Brothermen.
You were doing very
Oof,
well.
they got
I'm
the
very
Roche,
proud
but at what cost? Because the thing is, the timing for Asakura to fight around is super specific already. They need to fight around their Tidehunter ultimate, or else the teamfights aren't gonna look this good and clean for the side of Asakura. But because of that, they also have this really certain timing when they push, when at least 2 or 3 people are dead from the teamfight after Tide ultimate. And Bloodseeker is going for an SNY. Magnus is having huge impact, but this Omni is not doing the work I was hoping it would. He is going for a Glimmer Cape though, and I think when he gets that, the ability to keep himself alive for Ponlo in the back line is gonna be a massive game changer. For now though, he gets himself an Agaton shard there.
Invisibility. The time.
Six minutes till Roshan is back and no Aegis for all that time. Well, 6 minutes till Roshan can be back and no Aegis for all the time. So both teams do need to be comfortable with the idea of kind of pushing and pressuring objectives here without that Aegis being available to them anytime soon. Lion, however, will catch the tiny, and out comes the beautiful Herb Splitter, Mana Drain, and a Finger to Boast. How many fingers is Lion at? 4 already. Hot darn. Like, that's the thing. Even if Asakura are looking rough in a game, then they have one support who's just kind of playing his own mini game of how many fingers can I get, or that kind of thing, to just have more resources wherever possible. Just have that little bit of extra space and extra money.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tier 2 for Tier 2
Radiant
trade here.
structures are fortified.
It will require the Shadow Shaman
Radiant
ultimate.
structures are fortified.
Should just be a clean trade in exchange for that. Tidehunter about to get himself Shiva's guard start,
Radiant's bottom
becoming
tower
even more
is
of a
under
frontline
attack.
threat as if Ravage wasn't
Dire's
scary
top
enough
tower
already.
is under attack.
Though the top tower is still not down. Oh, that's rough. This Tier 2 not falling in time, and Codex teleports into 3 people. Oh no. Morph, can he survive somehow? Omni, yes, Omni, save your Morphling. Otherwise this game is gonna be over.
Radiant's
Nande,
middle tower is
able
under
to
attack.
get away still. Bloodseeker getting faster as time goes on. Everybody's still getting low health. But it's not like he wants to commit that deep in either. 9k lead, but at least when it really comes down
Radiant's
to it,
middle
Brothermen,
tower
they
is
are
under attack.
Brothermen, they are saving their Nande Morphling before it is too late. So they don't completely lose the game for it.
Regeneration.
Ina gets blown up by the Morphling.
Radiant are scanning.
As Bloodseeker going for an Aghanim Scepter. Lion will get himself blown up though. More of just waveforms in Kanda and boom!
Dire's bottom tower
Spell
is under
lifesteal
attack.
for Jezu as expected, because he will have that shield soon with the Aghanim Scepter.
Dire's
Less than
bottom tower
2,000.
has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tidehunter goes in one-man Ravage, but making sure all of the damage from the side of Brothermen has been removed. Well, most of the damage I should say, because this Magnus hits hard actually. But most of the damage has been removed. It seems worth it. Unless Magnus and Omni can somehow still get this game around. Asakura now starting to mount massive freaking push. But it's not that that's the issue. The issue is Morphling has never really been able to, you know, truly feel like that raid boss mode is kicked in. When really it's a race between Bloodseeker and Morph, who feels like a raid boss first, and Bloodseeker already feels pretty unkillable. Like once he gets that shield set, Bloodseeker though, maybe not that unkillable, because that was a perfect RP into Skewer back Ravage Avalanche. Ravage does cooldown, so Avalanche toss combo will be enough to finish the job. As now Vanilli needs to be careful though, he will be tossed back to his teammates. Lion being annoying with the mana burn as 2 gets stunned for that. And Lina will set up on the Tiny, will get him. Young G, even without a carry, not scared, for they do have the damage and they do have the frontliners as long as Elder Titan lives with Sliver of HP and Tide gets himself away.
More fuel for my fire.
Double Kanda build from the side of
are
Brothermen,
scanning.
and if they can nuke the same target, it's so broken. Like even this super tanky Bloodseeker can die. Yeah, what can you do against this happening to your Morph over and over again now that Lina is actually ahead? Because Lina is about to catch up to the Morphing in that Morph after having killed him again. And that will set Young G up with amazing BKB timing. Vladik meanwhile going up the Reincorp. Alright, fair enough. He has lots of like activatable items. I'm sure it'll pay for itself.
Radiant
Then
are
again, I
scanning.
think it's more for the activatable items still to get, because I know Vladik and I like casting him. Nomad comes on and tries to get the Lion, but misses the Avalanche, because... Aw, that's rough. I know it looks a little iffy with the high ground and depth. If you look like this, it does not look as deep as this cliff here is high, basically. But... oof.
Dire's
That is
middle
kind of
tower
embarrassing
is under
mistake
attack.
there. Well, everybody on the bottom side is still farming from the side of Asakura, waiting for another 10, 9. They don't know it's only gonna be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. But I do think they would recheck the Roche pit once or twice more before leaving, and that will be enough to tell them, yep,
Dire's middle
guys,
tower
Roshan is
under
up.
attack.
Bloodseeker still nearby enough to try and take it, but can Brothermen now reverse what was done to them with the Ravage in the Roche
Dire's
pit
middle
and
tower
get a good
has
RP
fallen.
into the Roche pit? Without, I think this game may end quite quickly with Jezu having an Aghanim Scepter. And, well, he doesn't hit Roche that fast, but with that Aegis, he can just eat himself in with a huge shield, dealing damage all around. so they eventually find themselves an advantage.
Double damage.
That is gonna be Roshan. Taken with a few more right clicks, Bloodseeker gets himself the Aegis.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Haste.
As it is gonna be 5-man smoke
Dire
looking
are
to take
scanning.
over the Radiant Triangle. Everybody on the side of Brothermen still positioned very defensively, so this Asakura smoke is gonna go in deeper. Little do they know they won't find anything there. But the Tormentor...
Radiant's top tower
Oh,
is
did they
under
time it?
attack.
Did they actually time it with the smoke? I think so, because this is clean from the side of Asakura. Or maybe they just did it for the wisdom. Either way, we get ourselves a 10 on the morphing life. One low. Able to get out, but no hard carry for him already. And that's the thing. Morph dies too fast for Omni to
Radiant's top
save him.
tower is under
So I think this is gonna be GG very quickly. It's not about the goals, it's not about how
Radiant's
not good
top
Brothermen
tower
are playing,
is
because they're
fallen.
playing pretty good. It's about the matchup. And it's about the understanding that
Radiant's middle
Asakura have
tower
of the
is
game
under
where they
attack.
have a freaking timer running of, hey guys, at this time we can smoke here,
Radiant's
and there's gonna
middle
be
tower
a
is
wisdom,
fallen.
there's gonna be a tormentor, and there is gonna be a chance we get a good team fight because we've just pushed the tower needed to kind of be able to push here in the first place and dewarded the triangle.
Radiant structures
And having
are
all
fortified.
those things in place is something you can never expect from even scrimming stacks most of the time. If you're not watching a high tier 1 scrim group, you're not gonna
Dire's
find
courier has
anything
been
like that.
killed.
Fortune's change.
And it's gonna be Bloodseeker. Together with the Tide, tearing apart the Tormentor.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
As that is gonna be a 5-man wraparound. Tiny getting the avalanche toss onto the Lina, but the Lina will just blow no man up for that. And Shadow Shaman not much longer for this world either. Codex now goes for the DKB, RP, and everything. Wait, no, there's the RP. So maybe they kill the Bloodseeker for the first time with that. And amazing gameplay from him. Codex trying to carry this game when he knows his Morphling can't against the Lina. Impressively enough, Morphling at least get himself out alive, so Nande
Radiant's
didn't do
middle
nothing
tower
this
is
fight
under
against
attack.
Young G, who can just one-shot him.
Radiant's
But I
middle
don't think he can
tower
defend
has
this
fallen.
Bloodseeker either anymore. There's still a
Radiant's
chance
middle
matter,
barracks are
making
under
sure the
attack.
creeps push harder than ever.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's gonna be the bottom lane getting destroyed as well. I
Radiant's
think it's
bottom
gonna
tower
be all
has
3
fallen.
lanes falling in not too
Radiant's
long, but it
bottom
looks like
barracks are
Kondo
under
is
attack.
planning something, though I'm not even
Radiant's
sure if he has
bottom
the time to
has
set up.
fallen.
Yeah, I just have to go back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
One lane remains before the Megas.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Four-man smoke from the side of Brothermen, who realized that with good initiation they can still take something here, but the good initiation is on their support instead, with Bloodseeker just running down Shadow Shaman. It will be a trade for the Lion, but I don't think Asakura are too panicked. The only reason they don't want to fight is because Vladik is all the way over at bottom, has decided to do just a little bit of split pushing for the next 30 seconds until his ultimate's up again. Like I said, just a little bit. Fun build though. Like, it is really good for one-shotting lead waves and maxing your farm potential.
Dire are scanning.
As it's gonna be Jazu trying to get a setup on Nomad. Nomad with the BKB and Rupture still alive. The Rabbit is not gonna stun him as the BKB was still active, but it did set up his morphing to potentially dab Sunday though as the BKB, and there's Codex once again coming in with a beautiful RP. As Lina hitting from the high ground may deal a lot of damage, but not enough to get anyone when there's an Omni Knight and 3 people wailing down on Vladik. Young G has to be very careful and get himself away. Now of course the Radiant base is taking damage for every team fight like that, and the creeps are passively pushing in from 2 lanes of Rex being taken. But Asakura, that does go to show they are not having a free game against Brothermen, despite being one of the stronger teams in the tournament.
Radiant are scanning.
Double damage.
That's Nande. Kind of running.
Radiant are scanning.
Illusions, while Tiny blown up once with the finger, blown up twice with the Lina. 9 finger kills. This finger of death deals like 1,200 raw damage at this point. While Slime Yao also took the health talent, so he is getting tankier, and he's also trying to sneak the teleport out and will get it. You thought to tame the lion, he says. Look at Vladik's effigy, guys. I love it. This is how Tidehunters are supposed to look. With like a huge tentacle coming through them. This is great. Vladik clearly having some fun with the effigy. Are there other like really fun ones on either side? Because I do know Asakura like seem to take cosmetics somewhat seriously. Just an Elder Titan, boring. Lion. 2 minutes till Roche responds.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Brothermen making sure to not panic, stay coordinated, as they do have one final shot of turning this game around still and getting us a game number 3. But it will have to be a lot of
Radiant's
ifs in a
top
row in
tower
order to
has
get there.
fallen.
Knight looking for an Aeon disc. Now that's the rough part, like 2 lanes of Rex are down before Omni Knight can even afford to complete that Aeon disc of his. As Morph gets an initiation on the Lion. Tidehunter tried defensively, Rabbit, but once again, did not get that much work done. Lion, however, buys back, and with the Tiny now blown up by the Lina, they are missing a significant portion of their damage. Bloodseeker, Hex not able to output damage himself, but eventually the Hex wears off, and suddenly people start dying left and right. Jazu runs in, will make sure to get the rest of the wards. Magnus buying back. Vladik, he may not do the most work with his Ravages just because there's BKB on Magnus and on Morph and on Tiny, so 2 or 3 BKBs are gonna be used for those Ravages from Tidehunter, right? But the thing Tidehunter does do is after the Ravage, he stays there, he tanks, and he uses that Anchor Smash to reduce people's damage.
Radiant's top
So
tower
he makes
is
it
under
so
attack.
much easier to win the 5v5 as a team, which is really significant, and that's why I like this build. Because you can sell 2 of these items and replace them with bigger stuff, but it's a really solid
Radiant
foundation on
structures
fast
are
farming and
fortified.
like still being the kind of annoying defensive tank that nobody can
Radiant's
get
top
through.
tower is under attack.
Final lane
Radiant's
of Rex
top
is
tower
now
has
exposed.
fallen.
I think they're just gonna go for the many Rex here, because why not?
Radiant's top
Out the
tower
Morph, there's
has
no
fallen.
damage, and I think Asakura, they're only
Radiant's
being
top
scared
barracks
because
are under attack.
they believe Morphin may have a buyback that he's gonna use the moment somebody is caught or something, but they don't know that he doesn't. So they'll take
Radiant's
the
top
Rex now,
barracks has fallen.
thinking,
The
oh,
Dire
well,
now
guys,
have
he's
victory.
Morphling was dumb enough to buyback, when in truth he never had a buyback to begin with. Just by 100 gold as well.
You can't improve until you make mistakes.
But that's gonna be Megas and Codex. I think he realizes that, yeah, things went wrong here, and he says you can't improve until you make mistakes. What a wholesome guy! Carries the game and then gives the old you can't improve until you make mistakes voice line. As Roshan is gonna be up, is gonna come up into his summer home and top, and there's already gonna be 3 people, 4 people, 5 people waiting for him, saying, hello little Roshan, have you brought us some cheese and agonists from your travels? And I wonder who's gonna take the agonist. Could give it to Lion, because that would be hilarious. 1200 AoE every 20 seconds. Maybe Tidehunter would be the smarter choice, or the Owlet Titan, which is one of the best agonists in the game.
Roshan has fallen to the dungeon.
It will go to the Tidehunter though, yeah. Boring. Well, at least that shows Asakura are kind of playing respectful here, not, you know, risking throwing the game by giving Lion an agonist for the funsies and just to see how many stacks he can get. Which is totally what I would do in this situation, even if it's an official. Which is why I'll never be a Dota pro. Nobody wants me on their team, if even in TI finals I'll meme around and respect the high fives. Everyone should respect the high fives in TI finals. Brothermen. They know there's a final push coming. We know there's a final push coming. There's an Aegis, so this final push is gonna be there within the next 4 minutes. But that doesn't mean that Asakura aren't waiting for them to make a mistake of any kind. I'm just kind of taking their time once again. As it is gonna be a setup attempt by the Lion leading into Vanilli, getting tossed way out of the fray and into the entire enemy team, but he'll be saved! Omni Knight could not help his own team, but the Says on the other side are stronger than his own. And I think that's a good sign that this game is supposed to end here. Because in comes Codex once again saying, no, I'm the carry. I'll carry this game to victory, and you'll even get a skewer into the fountain with Vladik. Vladik just says, hey guys, I got a refresher. I can fight you and the fountain. Not quite a rampage for Jazu there. Kind of reward him for a good performance as well. Though this has been a lovely game from the side of Asakura. Not so much from Brothermen, who honestly, I want to see the old Brothermen. Like, I've seen when the team was freshly founded, I've seen some really funky drafts from them and some really unique strategies. And this Omni-Knight is an example. I was hoping for that. So in that sense, there was some hope for that. And I did say, well, the chances are looking slim. But with an Omni-Knight, there's always a good chance that, you know, he gets like fat and makes one-man turnaround, single-handedly winning the team fight happen by keeping the Morphling alive. But that was not the case here. We didn't get to see a single team fight like that, let alone multiple in a row. So Asakura, they take a well-deserved 2-0 here. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to switch casters for a bit because we're only at the halfway point for today at the European Pro League season number 24. And that means the rest of the day you will be with my good friend and colleague Costa Benz to bring you the rest of these amazing games, which hopefully will be as good or even better, because this far Costa did get all of the third games and I got none of them thus far, when I kind of enjoy a series going long and getting us the third game. But, you know, better luck tomorrow. As for today, thank you all very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed the show, and make sure you all tune in back again in how long? 45 minutes for the next series. So make sure you're all back in 45 minutes for series number 3 of the day, out of a total of 4. Anywho, thanks for watching. I'm out for the day and see you all around.